It's Nolan.
Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
End of the year coming, I'm posted like Tim Duncan. Teaching niggas how to grow they shit like it's Teen Summit. Teaching niggas how to talk to me, I don't hear nothing. You red pill rappers about to fall from the red button. This chair comfy, need real money. Let me find out you industry niggas is Ted Bundy. Let me find out, let me wind down. Take some time out to calculate the weight I clear monthly. USD to them pounds, feet deep in the ground. Stand firm like your whole shit for $200. I'm big worm, switch the game up to help y'all score. Dave Stern try to box me in Martin. I treat him like T. Hearns. Got a baby doing 5 weeks. Made it through my juvenile hell. Was bumping Mob Deep. Homies in them 2-man cells struggle to find sleep. We ain't talking Casanat. We don't talk like barbershops. Circumvent the streams. We taking it back to mom and pop. Distribution. Pick and choosing for the institution. Niggas losing. Y'all can check the units. They say the internet level the plan failed. I say they made you confident and racing with your training wheels. Fuck them rapping for if I can't pay a cable bill. Fuck them rapping for if I can't even say what's real. How you say you independent with a major deal? Niggas fell in love with the lies. I see how shady feel.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there this weekend. In this video, we're going to be talking about Rory and Mal and their conversation surrounding the so-called radio RICO that is allegedly taking place in the radio industry. Okay, they're saying that stations such as iHeart, which of course is a conglomerate of radio stations that iHeart is overseeing. You also have Hot 97 in New York going through some transitioning, layoffs, different things of that nature. People are alleging that some of those, changes happening in personnel may have something to do with payola, may have something to do with this ongoing alleged investigation that's taking place. Personally, I don't know how valid this is. I would have to wait until further review, until the actual RICO paperwork is submitted, or until we see a solidified investigation. From what I have seen thus far, not happening. Now, I did see that there was some overseas investigation happening, but I don't see what correlation that would have with the US, to be perfectly honest. I know we did talk about the FCC looking into iHeartRadio earlier this year, but once more information came out about that situation, it was the fact that they were looking into like iHeartRadio's country festivals, and they were trying to see if they were, basically leveraging the opportunity to perform on stage and perhaps get more radio play as a reason for playing certain artists' music versus actually paying them their fee to get on stage at the event. So that's not even necessarily payola, but it is incentivizing, hey, if you come perform at our event, by proxy, we'll give you more support at the radio station. Even that, we still haven't seen the results of any sanctions, fines, fees, or people, being fired or anything that has come out of that. So again, we still need more information. The only reputable platform that has even spoken on any of this in terms of bribery, payola, etc., is Digital Music News. This is an article that came out over a month ago, but just about a week ago, people were trying to spin the narrative and make this a bigger thing than it was. But this is in Turkey, all right? So Spotify investigating playlist bribery allegations in Turkey. Reports say multiple employees involved. So this is not even American affairs. They say Spotify is facing serious turmoil in Turkey, including allegations of bribery around playlist placement and mounting regulatory pressure. The controversy escalated after several Turkish artists raised complaints questioning how playlists were created and alleging that unfair visibility was being granted to certain performers in exchange for bribes. Singers such as Aidilji, Fahad Gocher, and Ogusan Koch publicly asked Spotify to clarify the criteria used to create these playlists for transparency. In addition to these bribery claims, there are further allegations that artificial bot uploads are distorting chart placements in the country. So these are literally Turkish artists asking Spotify, hey, how are other artists out here getting their music on these playlists if we can't? What are they doing that we're not? This has nothing to do with any of the artists over here, but for whatever reason, they're trying to spin it and turn it into, oh, they're looking into UMG and all these different artists in America. They say in direct response, Spotify has launched an internal investigation targeting its editors in Turkey to determine whether their playlist curation was compromised by illicit payments or favoritism. The inquiry is looking at charges that independent artists face discrimination, royalties to Turkish artists are distributed unfairly, and that Spotify has potentially abused its market dominance by disrupting competition. Again, Turkey. Now, when it comes to independent artists facing discrimination, independent artists receiving diminished royalties, I'm all for stuff like that, but I'm also not all for lies and manipulation. They say Turkish authorities have responded to the allegations, with the Turkish Competition Authority opening a formal investigation on July 4th. That investigation will look into Spotify's market practices, including allegations of playlist bribery, manipulation of royalties, and unfair advantages granted to certain artists or labels. The probe is broad and examines both anti-competitive behavior and broader content issues raised by these artists. Deputy Culture and Tourism Minister Batuhan Mumku has criticized Spotify not just for its editorial choices, but for perceived resistance to removing user-generated playlists said to contain material incompatible with the cultural and moral values of our nation. Their nation. Spotify persistently refuses to take the necessary steps despite all our previous warnings, the minister stated. Content that targets our religious and national values and insults the beliefs of our society has not been corrected. Spotify responded to the minister's claims with an unofficial statement emphasizing the company's commitment to following local laws. I find it very interesting that nobody is honing in on any of this because honestly, it should be I'm not going to say it should be a non-factor because if it's happening anywhere, it's possible that it's happening everywhere. But right now, this is a Turkish problem. Spotify has been a major player in the Turkish music ecosystem since its 2013 launch, claiming to have paid over TL2 billion, which is the equivalent of 49.7 million to the local industry in 2024 alone. Turkish artist share of streams has grown significantly, rising to 65% of total streams in the country for 2025. The country now boasts one of the world's fastest growing recorded music markets, with nearly 90% of top 50 charting songs in Turkey coming from domestic acts in 2024. Should Spotify withdraw, Turkish artists and rights holders may lose global exposure and significant revenue streams, altering the digital music landscape in a country with a music industry that nearly doubled its revenue in 2024 to 87.8 million. Nothing about American artists, nothing about UMG, nothing of the sort. They're claiming that UMG, Sony, and all these offices were raided in Turkey. No reputable publication has said anything about it. But if you happen to see this on the stories that are being circulated by No Spin TV, they'll have you believe that people are hiding their kids, hiding their wives, ducking off in fucking bunkers, and the FBI is allegedly looking into these matters. Why the fuck would the FBI be looking into Turkey? Federal. But of course, telling the truth is not juicy enough. So here we have this user here, Come With Facts, who is a known Drake and Nicki Minaj stan, spreading this Rory and Mal interview. I mean, not interview, but podcast episode. So they say more on the radio RICO conversation. Rory explained that a radio industry RICO case has been brewing. He said it goes beyond normal payola, where DJs are paid under the table to play songs. He said it goes into a full money laundering scheme involving major labels and radio conglomerates. According to him, money was funneled into radio at inflated rates, cycled back through labels, and cleaned, quote unquote, as profit, which legally qualifies as laundering. Maul tied in the online red button talk, saying this shows why the concept has been trending around Drake. Rory also said Drake's lawsuit poured fuel on the fire, forcing paperwork and receipts into the open, which only intensified federal scrutiny. In their view, they will likely find a fall guy and keep business moving as usual. So here is the clip of them talking about the so-called radio RICO that is supposedly brewing. Now, interestingly enough, if the feds are launching a federal investigation, how is it that Rory would have access to said thing?
I've been telling y'all that a RICO case was coming with radio.
Right.
We just skipped over that.
No, I mean, you didn't really want to speak on it.
Now.
You didn't really. You alluded to it. You kind of flirted with it, but we didn't really go into it.
I wanted to wait for the full report to actually come out.
Okay.
And it's gonna be a long day for some of you guys.
How long of a day?
I got a glance at some of that paperwork. There's some crazy fucking names in there.
How did he get a glance at the paperwork from the feds? You mean to tell me this nigga cool with the attorney general and he got a glimpse at it? Come on, man. I generally, out of the two, I generally fuck with Rory. But come on, man.
It is.
Like, I know a lot of y'all government names now. I felt like Whack 100. Like, I was having a paperwork party. I was like, they was in on it too? And wait, that's his real name?
But what does this mean, though? Like, for music?
I mean, I think it's not just with the radio companies. Obviously, iHeart, which we're on, being one of the biggest conglomerates of all time, I can speak for myself. I've definitely taken payola. So, I mean, we may end up being in this case as well. Like, all our opinions up here are bought. They pay us for them, which is directly funneled through iHeart, so we can get a tax break. So we will probably be on that stand as well. Cuffed to DJ.
Who?
Never mind.
No, get into your bag. Don't say never mind now. You there. Don't walk it back.
Just bleep the name.
Go.
I'm joking. I'm not here to indict anyone. But yes, the RICO, from my understanding, is labels not only just doing payola, which for those people that don't know, payola is when companies or people will pay DJs or radio executives, or shit, they can pay the janitor at the radio station, give them money so that someone can play a record. Now, payola has been around since the inception of radio. That's why it's illegal, because they had to monitor it. We've known that's been going on. The bigger part of this radio RICO shit is the money laundering portion of it, which is an extreme version of what payola would be. Funneling a bunch of money into radio so a record can continue to play, yes, payola. But then when the radio station is setting the price higher than anyone else to funnel it back to the label, now you are, by definition, laundering money.
Right.
You're putting...
Let's pause this here, people. And I just want to speak to level-headed individuals out there. Now, if I'm proven wrong, I will come out here and say I was proven wrong. I don't know anything about federal paperwork. I'm not colluding with feds. Okay? So if there is a radio RICO that ends up coming out, we'll talk about it. We'll discuss it. I'll say, Rory, you had it right. But this piece he just said is that the labels are not only paying the radio stations for airplay, and that the radio stations are putting some sort of high premium price higher than everybody else, but then they're funneling the money back to the labels as profit. Now, what I don't understand, and y'all help me understand what business can survive in this fashion, is if I'm charging you crazy prices for airplay. Let's just talk about inside the industry. I'm doing inside the industry. I'm coming on here reacting to artist videos or music. And I say, if y'all want to have your song played over here, y'all got to pay me 5 racks. Let's just say you got to pay me $5,000 per song. Please tell me what advantage I receive if the label or the artist or their manager comes over here, pays me 5 racks to react to a song, and then I send it back to them and funnel it back to them. How the fuck am I supposed to survive? I'm supposed to be getting 5 racks, but I'm going to send it back to you. Huh? So you mean to tell me the labels are going to be paying top dollar to the motherfucking radio stations who are owned by their own conglomerates, owned by their own fucking radio is damn near a monopoly in its own wave. Fucking Radio 1, Clear Channel, I don't even know who the fuck is out there these days. But it's only a couple major radio conglomerates that own all of that shit. You mean to tell me they're going to charge the labels and just give them the money back? How would they survive? Now, some people might say, well, the labels own the radio. If I own the radio, why would I be paying the radio? There would be no reason for paying. There would be no reason for marketing dollars. If I own this motherfucker, you gonna do what I say do. You gonna have to play ball. Right? If I own the radio, I would be doing what the labels did to Spotify. You want to play our songs on your platform? We're not paying you. You pay us. You pay us a licensing fee to run our shit on your platform. If I just owned it. But again, I'm going to let them continue.
Putting money out, it's getting clean, no taxes there, and then it's coming back to you as a profit.
Yeah.
That is money laundering.
Absolutely.
So yeah, this isn't just little like, yo, a DJ. Some guy from East New York was hanging outside the Hot 97 office with a brown paper bag and was like, yo, my man's rap. Here's 20K.
No, this is not
it's not Hove, Dame, and your brother giving Flex champagne baskets or everyone at the radio station.
Right.
It's not labels paying for DJ crews to go to the Caribbean. Mm-hmm. This is legitimately a RICO money laundering situation between the 3 major labels and the biggest radio conglomerate in the world, plus MS, plus any other radio station across the country.
Right.
And guys, iHeart, I know you're watching. I think you're innocent.
Okay.
Come on, man.
Well, we're going to see.
I think iHeart's trying to buy NBC, something along those lines. iHeart, I'm here to stand with you. I don't think you guys are guilty. I could never see a world where Universal, Warner, or Sony would ever be in bed with iHeartMedia. I don't see a world where that happens.
So just to have fun here based on something.
Now again, do I think that payola exists? Clearly, Young Thug just told us it did. You know what I mean? Out his own mouth. He doubled down on it in his Big Bank interview that he paid allegedly for Gunna to go #1, put extra 50,000 into botted streams. Do I think that there's people that probably do accept under the table payments for benefits? Sure. We're talking about human beings here, people that work on their own agendas. Yeah, there's going to be some people that do some stuff that's probably going to be outside the lines of legal scrutiny. Sure. Am I here to defend UMG, Sony, or Warner? Fuck no. Only time I do that is with that stupid ass lawsuit that I don't think is based in reality. Right? Other than that, I don't care about them niggas. But I feel like they're making, I feel like they're making this much more than what it actually is. But again, if it turns out to be what they say it is, we'll talk about it at a later time.
when I said so. Do you understand the red button a little more now?
Oh, Drake's lawsuit.
Hold on, y'all. Here we go with this red button shit again, y'all. Hold on, let me run that back for just a couple seconds.
Understand the red button a little more now?
Oh, Drake's lawsuit certainly added to this.
Okay.
Significantly.
He said that shit so confidently too, holding his chin and shit.
Understanding, it was in play already, but with the lawsuit and people having to now show and reveal things because of the lawsuit, it certainly didn't help the labels or iHeart.
So what does this mean though for music moving forward? What does this mean for artists? What does this mean?
They'll find a fall guy and everything will be business as usual, and they'll find a new way to do it.
Right.
It's like any other business. I'm not even mad at the labels or radio. This goes on in any...
I could have swore the way of doing it was marketing budgets, paying for advertising, which kept y'all in good standing with the company. Therefore, playing the top artists. Other artists would have to go through independent promoters. Artists have told y'all for years, $75K, $100K, $150K to really get some motion in radio through independent promoters. It's not illegal. So we're gonna have to see which individuals actually go down from radio and or the labels to see who really went outside the parameters of what is considered legal.
Any genre, business, shit. If we want to come down on fucking iHeartMedia and Universal based off paying for some songs, go down to Wall Street and see what they do at Chase Bank. Like,
right.
Somebody's going to be a fault. They're going to find one person.
It's nothing new.
There's not going to be a settlement here. I just think the feds, which is ironic because there's so much going on in the world, I think the feds are kind of fucking bored and are just running wild with RICO.
And the feds are bored.
Yeah.
That's interesting. With so much going on.
Yeah. Like, listen, we were the first people up here to condemn Puff and believe everybody.
I'm pretty glad that ended right there because I didn't want to hear shit about him. But Rory saying the feds are bored. They want to probe and see what's going on. Again, we're just going to have to see when the paperwork drops. If there is indeed a federal investigation into radio that escalates into RICO charges, that is going to be a very major topic if it comes to fruition. So we're just going to have to keep an eye out on it. But I find it, once again, very interesting that he alleges he got a glance at the paperwork. Who the fuck is he cool with to just be casually allowing him to see federal investigation records before it even gets submitted to a judge? But, you know, they're trying to tie this back to Drake with his lawsuit against UMG. They're trying to consistently give more validity to his claims. You know, with this whole Not Like Us being botted, being a product of payola, looking into the streamers to see if they received any financial cuts. You know, they threw Screwface in there. They want to check his, they want to audit his Twitter DMs and his emails to see if there's any communications from UMG regarding Not Like Us or the label giving him a pay cut or payout, excuse me. I also find it very interesting that out of all of the different streamers and reactors that were named, I didn't see any requests to check them, their emails, their DMs. What was it about Screwface John that y'all needed to request that additional information from? What's that about? I don't know. So we're just gonna have to see how all of this plays out, man. I don't purport myself to be a federal journalist or nothing like that. I'm just a guy who, you know, I've worked in music for a very long time, seen some things, seen some contracts, work with some people, work with some networks, different stuff like that. But I don't know everything, right? So if what they say comes to pass, we'll just have to address it when it does. But right now, Rory, you looking kind of funny, man. Maul talking about this red button. We were just supposed to receive a red button a couple weeks ago on episode 3. The lawsuit itself was supposed to be the red button. There was supposed to be some over $500 million offer that Drake was going to get to settle. Never saw that. That was supposed to be a red button. I think it's about time we separate ourselves from this red button concept, because every time it supposedly gets pressed, nothing happens. Family Matters was supposed to be a red button that ended up being a loss. Y'all should definitely separate yourselves from this verbiage. It hasn't worked out yet. It hasn't proven victorious. Y'all should come up with a different concept. You know what I'm saying? And with all this snitch talk going on in hip hop and all this stuff, people are trying to say DJ Enough snitched on Funk Flex, but allegedly Funk Flex is supposed to be helping the feds investigate. Since when is the person saying this guy's working with the feds a snitch? Since when is that a thing? It's all fucked up out here, man. The rats are now the heroes. The heroes are now the rats. And the people who are allegedly exposing the rats are now the rats. This is why I don't play none of these games. I don't play industry games. I don't play in the streets games. I just do what's best for me and my motherfucking family, man. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Becoming Insider. I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. Y'all be good out there. Peace.
Ain't no way to stop it when a nigga poppin'. Pull up, start a problem, I got plenty options. Homies from the project, we the trending topic. I got bennies in my wallet, fuck your all I got is all I could get. Flooded the nine and I flooded my wrist. Tell me I rap for the glamour and glitz. Got on my shit, now they ran me on list. Filling my pocket, I'm taking a trip. Call me a genie, I'm filling my wish. When it come down to me and get in my bag, I gotta get it, I pay for the lift. I got a baby, we coming legit. Roll with the big dogs. I think my cut like fit now. Buddy got shot like Sam Car. Married to the game like in-laws. Do what I please, move with the breeze. Right to believe. Shot this shit, love me, she come in the tease. Ready the haters, we cutting the weeds. Give my space, oh man. Got me a taste, oh man. Flooded the face, I'm running the race. I cover the bases, all down. Nigga, don't try me, I'm on my square. Cardiac diamonds, I want me a pill. Treat all this money like I got a meal. Everything closer than it might appear, yo. Bitch, I got my mask on now. Watch your germs here. I've been getting paid since the first time on my third tip. Popping on the net, fuck a local, I got turf here. Fucking with the squad, we gon' put y'all in some merch, yeah.